talking about the admission requirements, I think this is very, very important for students to understand, right? Whenever you're applying to any particular country, you need to first sit down and plan and understand, one, why you're applying to that country, what kind of program you're applying for, what kind of universities would suit you. And all of that planning needs to start at least a year before, you're planning to study. Okay. This is what we help students with as well. There are certain tests that you may need to take. There are certain forms, that you may need to fill out. There are certain activities that you will need to do before you even start your application. All right, which is why I'm talking about the planning stage coming in a little earlier, which we also help students with. So we'll sit with you and we'll plan your university list. We'll plan what kind of courses are available, whether it fits your budget or not, what kind of programs you should be looking at. And of course, map your aptitude to the kind of program that you want to do also. So you have some validation of, when you're investing so much time and effort into any degree program or any country, you should make sure that it suits you well, right? So for admission, there are different kinds of requirements. There could be academic requirements where, universities will ask you to submit official transcripts of your previous education. So if you're applying for an undergrad degree, then you will be required to submit your school documents. If you're applying for a postgraduate degree, then you'll be required to submit your undergraduate, mark sheet and transcripts. So all of that has to be in place beforehand. You may need to, take certain tests like the GRE and the GMAT as per program requirement. Like I said, you will also need to take the IELTS or the TOEFL exam, which is an English proficiency test. Okay, so universities will either ask you for a 6.5 or 7, depending upon the program that you're applying for mostly. But you do need to take it because it's a visa requirement as well. Then you need letters of recommendation, which need to be written very well. Okay, whether it's your professors that are writing it, whether it's your teachers that is recommending you, or somebody that you worked with previously if you have work experience that way. So that is again something that needs to be planned in advance. And of course, you need to talk to people who are giving you letters of recommendation. Every university is going to ask you to submit a statement of purpose as to why you want to pursue a particular course and why Australia or an Australian university. You really need to sort of weave a story there. You can't just say I want to apply to Australia because Australia is beautiful, let's say, okay, or my aunt lives in Australia, so I want to go to this particular place. It doesn't really add up. Okay, so you need to create a very well-weaved story, and you need to put it into words, and that's how you need to submit. So we help you with that also. We sit with you, we try and understand your motivation of applying to any particular program or university, and that is how the whole process continues. Then of course, your research proposal or publications, if you're applying for a research oriented program or a master's research degree or a doctoral program, in fact, you need to give a detailed CV and summary of employment as well. So whether you're a school student or you're a college student, you will be required to give a resume or a CV as well. You need to show proof of finances to bear tuition fee. Okay, so you need to show your first year tuition fee and living expenses as well for the first year if you want to go to Australia and secure the subclass 500 visa. Then, of course, other documents as and when requested by the university. So they might ask you to submit, let's say, your grade 10 mark sheet. They might ask you for, your medium of instruction certificate that has to be procured from the school or the college. They may ask you to submit certain other, letters or documents. So it depends from university to university and the program that you're applying for. But it has to be the planning has to be very, very meticulous, because the Australian visa is not very easy to procure. Okay, the student visa, you can't afford to make a mistake when you're applying for the visa or when you're applying to the university also.